Hey guys, I'm pretty excited to share today's build with you. It's a little camper and I used a whole bunch of CC for this one, so it's definitely not CC free, but I used the Glamper kit by Pepperoni Puffin, I believe, and some items from Ravisheen's Are We There? Oh wait, it's RV There Yet kit. Those will be included in the download with the tray files. But yeah, I've been wanting to build like tinier, cozier builds with more clutter and just more like lived in vibes and more personality, I guess. So I decided to go with this camper for today. And this build went in a totally different direction than I originally planned it when I started building the camper. And you'll see what I mean in a little bit, but I figured since it went in such a different direction and I had like one idea to start with and I ended up going a totally different way with it, that maybe depending on how this video does and how much you guys like this build, I could do like a series of like different little campers with different personality types for, you know, different sims and stuff. So I was gonna like start out by making this one a little bit more, not run down necessarily, but, you know, messier and just like, yeah, but I didn't. Over here when I was like testing out wall swatches and stuff, I couldn't find something that looked good until I used this orange like paneling, and then I thought about like this color combination that I'm kind of obsessed with lately. It's this like orange with like a teal or a blue. I feel like that color's been like the thing for the past several months. I mean, I see it everywhere in like advertising and stuff. And then over here, like I was trying to figure out the layout, and it's nearly impossible to make a realistic camper layout with the way that this game is, just the way that it works. So I kind of improvised and had to build it around the, you know, mechanics of The Sims. So I played with the layout a little bit and I decided to add like this little slide out section, which wasn't even like originally intended, but it made it work better, so. Yeah, like normally a camper would have a really tiny bathroom with like the sink and shower and toilet all together, basically. But your Sims would never be able to use that bathroom that way, so I had to kind of make it bigger and open it up a little bit and kind of cramp things up in the rest of the house. So yeah, I extended the bathroom and then I end up using the slide out as like a little like bed nook, and it actually turned out really cozy, and I would totally be down for that in real life, you know? That would be a super cozy little sleep nook. But yeah, there's the blue. I think these colors look so freaking good together. I'm totally obsessed with these colors. I feel like finding interior doors that go with a camper is not easy either, you know? Like I can't just use another camper door inside because that's completely unrealistic. So I just found that like simple door from, I don't even know what pack that is, and I figured it was good enough, close enough. I used Sibyllette's, I think that's how you pronounce their name. CC, like the gosh, I forgot what it's called. It's like something chipped and worn. I don't know. It's something like that. I'll have it like written down in the description or something. But they have a lot of good CC, like the little bed frame and like mattress combo thing, the box spring. I love that. So I used that over there because I didn't want like a full-on bed frame, you know, like taking up walls and stuff. And then over here in the kitchen, you'll see me go back and forth between cabinets like 1,000 times before I finally decide on the final, product, I guess. That fridge is a CC fridge, and I think it's super cute, but it did not fit what I was going for. So I went with like a mini fridge over here. I just think that's like a little cuter for a camper, I guess, instead of having a big bulky fridge, you know. Also, these, God, don't get me started on Sims appliances. Like, the countertop appliances drive me nuts. I think they're so huge for no reason. Like, in real life, if you have a toaster oven, typically they're not that huge. Why can't it be smaller, you know? So I switched to a microwave at some point because the toaster oven was just too gigantic. It's insane. I couldn't handle it, so microwave it is. And not too fancy, you know, it's just a camper. Yeah, so I didn't really plan out this build in this style because, like I said, I had like a totally different thing in my head. So a lot of this video is me just trying to decide what looks good and what looks right. I wanted these little bead curtain things to go like outside of the bed, but I'd have to like put a wall over there, hang them up, delete the walls, and then I just decided they would look cute the same way at the that back wall there. So that's what I did. And I love these like pieces of separated clutter from existing packs. Like those jackets are from the Snowy Escape like ski rack thing, and that ski rack is just another thing that's just gigantic. So I love that creators will go and separate clutter like that, and just I just want to use the jacket and hang it on the wall or whatever. This billboard thing, this little like cork board, I know that this seems like more of a community lot kind of board, but I thought it looked cute there, and I don't have enough like CC boards that I could have used, and I wanted to do a board, but none of the ones that I had really matched the aesthetic of this, so I went with that one, even though it's like a community lot one. But yeah, you'll notice throughout this build I'm very indecisive with the things that I'm choosing. Like the lamp just didn't seem right, so I put that one there. But yeah, at first I was like, oh man, how am I gonna make this layout work and into something that I actually, you know, like want it to look like? But it just kind of flowed, and it turned out really cute, I think. But I definitely want to do something like my original idea, which is a little bit more rundown, like you know, like a kind of carefree dude lives in this camper and, you know, drinks and hangs out by the fire and hoards a lot of junk outside. That was kind of the original plan that I ended up not going with. So this turned into more of like a girly glamper. But yeah, I think it's really cute. These string lights are amazing. They're from the, I think it's like Toddler Stuff or Little Camper's Kit. I don't even know. It's one of those two. And they're tiny and low to the ground, but I just love sizing them up and raising them up, and they look perfect hanging along walls or like on the ceiling and stuff. I've gotten a lot of questions about those ones, but yeah, they're from one of the kits, and they're amazing. I love them. I feel like we don't have enough string lights in this game that are like 3D. There's those little string lights that like light up, and they look really cute up against walls and stuff, but they're not 3D. They're very 2D and flat and weird looking, so I like to go with these ones. I also like those string lights on the high wire or whatever for like backyards and stuff, and those would be cool if you could use them without the poles and then just string them up inside. Yeah, so I just, I'm cluttering up, like, around the bed and stuff over here, and I was gonna cut this out, but I just, I figured, what the heck, I'll leave it in, so you guys can see my struggle with, like, cluttering and stuff. I wanted to put something on top of the microwave, but it keeps snapping to the fridge slots, which was super annoying. I wish you could raise them up once they snap to that slot, because then I could have just raised it up from there and put it on top of the microwave. Because I'd love to have some, like, mugs and, like, random clutter on top of the microwave. But it's just such a pain. And sometimes I cannot be bothered to use, like, the red shelf or something to put things on top of stuff. And then, I mean, it snaps onto the slot anyway. So if anybody has any tips on how to make, like, cluttering on top of a microwave a little bit easier without leaving the red shelf there, let me know, because I cannot make it work. But I finally found a plant that's like a floor plant, and I just sized it down, raised it up, and put it on top of the microwave, because that way it wasn't snapping onto any slots, The little bedroom nook thing, I just wanted to clutter it up with, like, stuff on the walls, but I didn't want to use an excessive amount of CC, or else I would have added more, like, taped up pictures and like sticky notes and stuff like that, stickers, whatever, but I didn't want to go overboard. I wanted to use some CC to help me, like, turn this into something I really wanted it to be, but I didn't want to go crazy. If you guys haven't noticed already, I absolutely love using all the posters from the Strangerville pack. I think that's, like, my favorite pack for The Sims. Strangerville and Werewolves are two of my absolute favorite packs. I use stuff from them all the time. I love how there's like messy, garbagey, grungy types of items, both in debug and in the actual, like, items in the buy catalog. So I use those a lot, and I like the aesthetic of the Strangerville stuff, like that desert kind of vintage feel that it has. So, yep, I always use their posters. Yeah, I'm also trying to, like, train myself to be better at cluttering bathrooms a little bit, because I always, like, forget to put, toothbrushes and toothpaste and, like, random stuff on the sinks, so I'm kind of trying to, like, work on that a little bit more. And I was gonna do, like, tile for the bathroom, like, on the walls and stuff, but so many times I find myself not happy with the tile swatches in this game. They're just too cold feeling, I guess, or they're not tiley enough, so there's no, like, happy medium sometimes, especially for a camper situation like this. I just couldn't find one that fit, so I kept, like, the paneling and had it painted blue. I changed the original walls outside of the camper. I think the original swatch that I used, like the original wallpaper, was from the Glamper kit, and then I think this one is from Ravishing's Are We There Yet pack, and it doesn't match, like, the little, like, end pieces of the camper, but I feel like I was able to get away with it, and it looked cuter. It gave it a little bit more life rather than just being like a plain white shell, Yeah, I added a little pickup truck to make it look like the sim that lives here, like, pulls their camper and just leaves it over there. I got like the landscaping inspiration from a Pinterest picture. I'll try to remember to link it in the description, but it's a very similar like exterior layout that I did to it because I liked the cozy and lived in feeling of it, and like, you know, the worn down fences, like broken fences and stuff. I just thought that looked really, I don't know, cute. So yeah. I love using debug fences as opposed to the actual fencing in the game. Like the actual fencing can look so like too clean cut almost, you know, like too put together. So I'm glad we have these debug fences to just kind of stagger around, and they always look a little bit more rustic. I added like a little flower arranging table. I figured this would be like either a retired female sim or like just a single chick that decided to go live out in the wilderness and live a simple life with her garden. And yeah, I don't know, I just thought this was a really like ideal little life. And there's been like this huge RV living movement in the world these days, I feel like it started off as like a tiny house movement. Everybody wanted to live in a tiny house. Everybody was buying tiny houses. And now it's campers and RVs. Like everybody wants to live in a camper and RV, which I totally understand. It seems like such a simpler life. When I was in the middle of moving, like I was like in between houses, I stayed in a camper for a while with my mom and our dogs, and let me tell you, it was hectic with pets in the camper, but it was very simple. Like it almost forces you to be outside more because you have like such a small cozy space inside, which isn't bad. I absolutely love the cozy and like tiny space. It just feels more secure and simple, but you're also so connected to the outside. There's such a thin line between inside and outside, you know, so it's kind of a nice life. I like that. I actually cut out like a big chunk over here where I was looking for that the clothesline with all that clothes, because I could have sworn it was from like Jungle Adventure. So I like scrolled for ages and I didn't actually find it, and then I was like, oh, maybe it's Island Living, and wouldn't you know it, it was Island Living. So yeah, I wasted a lot of time looking for the clothesline in the wrong pack. And once again, we have me struggling with the landscaping and not being able to decide what to use. But I do think it kind of turned out fine in the end. I also think that the terrain painting tool is kind of annoying. Jeez, I feel like I complain about stuff in this game more than I like enthuse about it, but it's kind of annoying because like you can make it more feathered out and less opaque, I guess, but it's not consistent. So as you're like painting with it, it'll leave like blotches and circles, and that drives me absolutely crazy. So usually when I'm doing terrain painting, I have to go over it like 1,000 times, undo it, redo it until I get it just right. And I still don't know if I'm completely entirely happy with the way that the terrain paint came out in this, like the paths with the stones and stuff. Which is another thing we need more of in this game, is more stepping stones, more little like pathway stones and stuff. But yeah, I don't know, I think it came out okay. I'm sort of happy with it. I'm not obsessed with it. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. So enjoy the screenshots coming up here and let me know how you guys feel about like a little camper series where I do I'll basically probably use this shell for the most part, and then just change like the style of it, so make it like different personality types, different style of camper for different sims. But I think that would be cute to have like a little series like that. And yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.